You know what else is cheating? What you did this month.
I did a lot of gaming, though. I did a speed run of Xbox Game Pass because I don't think I talked about it on the main show. I sold my Switch and then picked up a competitor to the Steam Deck, but I didn't get an actual Steam Deck because I wanted something that could run the different programs like GOG or Epic Games or Game Pass. And this thing came with 3 months of Ultimate Game Pass for free.
Whoa.
I know.
I love free.
So, I played a whole bunch of Game Pass.
Pray do tell. I think I'm going to title this segment Jacob's Xbox Game Pass Extravaganza or something along those lines. I've been pondering titles all week.
His excellent Xbox Extravaganza.
I don't know. I'll be the determinant of that.
Then it sounds like a Bill and Ted's movie.
True. Ooh, nah, you're right. I might have to do that. Stop giving me good ideas. I'm supposed to be the funny one here.
You had the good idea. I just made it better. I guess I'll go in alphabetical order.
Okay. This is going to be very interesting. New format for the show.
LMNOPQRST. All right, so
I'm leaving that in.
I played another Crab's Treasure. I've seen a lot of good videos about it. It is you play as a crab.
I love crabs.
Under the sea. It's basically a cartoony Dark Souls. You're beating the shit out of other fishes because someone stole your shell. And it was very funny why they stole your shell. But you can use different shells or different items, different pieces of trash basically under the sea as your shell. And it gives you different perks depending on what you're using. I didn't even get that far. It ran kind of jank. Not because of the game, but because of what I was using. So I will probably pick up a copy of it for like my PlayStation or whatever. But
so you did not put the boot on your head.
I did not. No,
dang.
I didn't even get to that point. I was still learning the mechanics. It opened up to an open world. Basically, I had to get to like the first boss of the game technically, and I didn't even get there. I was walking around the world and kind of. I was doing alright exploring. I was trying to not go to where I had to go to next because I like exploring first in games. It's just how I roll. Literally in Dead Space, I do the little clicky stick thing and it says turn left and I go no and I turn right because there's ammo and stuff over there. But yeah, I was getting my shit handed to me and it was running jank anyway, so I didn't get super far, but I will play it again at some point.
Dang.
Atomic Heart.
Ooh! You're not going to make this into a full review?
I only played an hour of it.
Damn.
Because it was one of a couple of games that was streaming only through Xbox Game Pass streaming, and their streaming is not up to par. It literally says beta all over the place because it does not work well.
Beta.
It is very jank.
Did you get to the part where the robots have the big butts?
I did not.
Oh.
I watched literally the hour of Russian propaganda of look at how awesome this is. This is BioShock but in Russia, but Russia is awesome instead of BioShock not being awesome, am I right? And then it was like, here's gameplay, and I'm like, good, I can finally turn this off. I've heard wonderful things. Again, I will buy a cheap copy of it when I find it. Because it looks cool. And definitely propaganda, though.
But Mick Gordon did the soundtrack and then donated all of the proceeds to Ukraine. So based, actually.
Wow, I did not notice.
Yes.
Out of alphabetical order, but on the same note, I tried playing Fable 1 because I really, really want to play Fable 1.
You need to understand my jokes about kicking chickens.
About it all the time, but again, bad streaming only.
How is that streaming only? It's like 20 years old.
I don't know. It literally says you can buy it instead for $35, and I say, fuck you, I no buy.
Yeah, you can buy it for like $4 at any used game store.
Exactly. So, I was literally getting motion sickness because I would like click the right stick one direction and then wait, and it would turn, and it's like, ugh, it's the only thing really that I've actually felt motion sickness on. It's incredible.
Dang.
Like how bad it was.
Jeez.
I got through the opening town segment where you have to do the nice couple of things and you learn about morality in the game and whatever. I ratted out the guy that's cheating on his wife. That was a lot of fun. I even stuck around and was like, yeah, I told her, bitch. And then the town gets invaded, and the cinematic was choppy so bad that like conversations weren't making sense. I'm like, all right, I'm out.
Oof.
Can't do this. We'll buy again. I played Cocoon, which I've told you in passing that you should play because it looks like the easygoing puzzle game that you would kind of like. I forget the studio and what other games they've made, but they've made puzzle games like this that look good. There's no dialogue, and it's just fun, good-looking puzzles.
Ooh.
What?
Just, I looked it up, and yes, I agree. It looks neat.
Who is the studio?
Developer is Geometric Interactive. That makes sense for puzzle games. Geometry.
It's not ringing bells. I know they've done another game that's really cool and good.
They won the Game Award for Best Debut Indie Game last year for Cocoon, I think.
So anyway, you are a bug, and you find these magic marbles that hold worlds inside of them, and you have to like
Men in Black?
You can only drag one marble around and put them in the certain slots and that opens doors or whatever, or you can jump into the marble, into the world inside of it, and then do puzzles inside of that, and then jump out of the marble, and then jump out of that marble, and you get like, it's crazy complex. And I played a couple of hours of it, and then I got up to the point where I had 2 marbles, and I had to jump into one to unlock the other one, and I got lost. I couldn't figure out the puzzle, and I turned it off. Because I'm not smart.
Neither am I. I just force my way through puzzle games. It's not even on physical media yet.
Yeah, when it was
Damn.
like...
I don't even think it's gonna come. So it's on all current gen.
Yes.
But I don't think it's getting a disc for Xbox. Lame.
I was able to play the 2D chess and a little bit of the 3D chess, but when it pulled out the 4D chess, I was like, nah, I'm not smart enough for this, and uninstalled.
Dude, you didn't watch enough Star Trek, the original series, bro.
It looks cool, though. It's really good. That was the first game I played on my new toy, and it was fun, and it looked amazing.
This does look really neat.
I played Dead Space 2 to completion, and...
Oh, to completion.
To completion. It took me 4 sit-downs, I think. Maybe 5.
I love completion.
I was nervous that was going to be this month's review because it had been the only thing that I played, and that's why I'm copping out with the whole Xbox Game Pass speedrun thing, because I played a lot of this. It was a lot of fun. It was cool. I was kicking myself when it got scary because I was like, man, I just finished like 10 games in a row of scary games. I gotta play more scary games. I'm stupid. But this was really good.
So this is where we plug my review of this from like 6 months ago.
You're wrong. It's not less good than Dead Space. It's about the same, maybe a hair better. What? Yes.
It's a hair lesser and different.
No.
It's A tier. It's A tier. Dead Space and Remake are S tier.
I don't know, man. I'd say it's more of the same of Dead Space, if anything. But there's also like a couple of new, smaller for sure, but a couple of new ideas in it. There's like, the puzzle especially that blew my mind was like, you walk up to a door and it says, you're not the right guy, you can't go through this door, and you like get stuck there. I legit thought I had soft locked myself or broke the game or something until I realized I had to go into the other room and pick up the corpse from the bed and do the force pull thing and wave him in front of the door, and that put me through, let me into the door. That was great. A couple of good storytelling bits like that were not used in Dead Space 1, but it felt like a subtle progression in the storytelling.
And then you jam a needle in your eye.
There was a lot of eyeball poking in this game. You said, did you reach the eyeball part yet? And I was like, yeah, the lady that wasn't being nice to me lost her eye because the weird scientist guy poked her eye out or whatever. I don't know what you're talking about. It's fine. And then like 2 days later, I poked my own eye out and I was like, oh, that's what he was talking about.
The fact that you didn't know about that is impressive. Like, it's a very infamous scene.
Yeah. I think I've seen it once before, just a long, long time ago on the dark side of YouTube, but I don't know. What's the... Oh, it was Watch Mojo, probably.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it was probably one of those that I probably saw this.
Why would you remind me of that dark time in my history?
Exactly.
Back before every, like when it was the only content farm around. Before everything became a content farm.
Exactly.
Oh. I can hear her voice in my sleep.
I enjoyed Dead Space 2 very much.
Did you play the DLC?
This weird thing where I jumped into the game and it said go to the store to get your inventory, and I had like every single gun and upgraded gun and suit and everything there. And I asked you if that was part of the base game or if it was like a weird Game Pass thing, because like my inventory was loaded and I don't know what was up with that, because I kept finding like blueprints for guns later, and I'm like, don't I already have that gun in my inventory? It's very strange. I don't know what was up with that. So the game was easier, I think, than it was designed to be because of this weird glitch, if that's what it was. There's a couple of new enemy types. There are these toddlers, these screaming children, and it's definitely not somebody's fetish of like wanting to shoot up a school when they're picking up their kid because they're the screaming children. It's definitely not that at all.
No.
But yeah, it was weird that they die to one hit of any kind of damage at all.
Actual cannon fodder.
That felt like a weird balancing thing, because even the hand monsters, the tiny little crab hand things, are just more difficult cannon fodder than what these screaming toddler things were. Why are you making such strange faces?
I'm just looking through the Wikipedia page on something. Continue.
I think that's all I have to say about Dead Space 2. I did not play DLCs.
Damn.
I don't know if they were available.
You should. I like the DLCs. Or DLC. I don't remember if there's more than one. I don't remember. I remember liking it. I think it's extra missions. Death's
Door, which is a what do they call that? Top-down. There's a bunch of games like it.
RTS.
No.
Run and gun.
There's a bunch of games like they have Souls in the title. It's not Dark Souls like, but it's basically a boss rush game. I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, you have like very basic combat skills. You have a punch and an arrow that you can shoot, and you're going through the world. I got a friend that said it was great, and I was trying to play through the first level, but it had this weird thing, I guess it's part of the game, where it just kept spawning enemies like endlessly, and it was hard. It was really hard. You can only take like 3 hits or whatever, and just the constant wave of enemies. I don't know if it was a bug. I don't think so. I think the game is just designed to be hard at that point to make you tougher, but it was too hard. It wasn't hitting me in the balls, and I did not like, so I moved on. It's probably a good game, like my friend said it is, but it didn't do it for me. I moved on. I tried playing Diablo 4 because I don't want to buy it, so I might as well just play it for free through Xbox Game Pass. It seems fine. I didn't have it on WoW graphics, and I would want it on WoW graphics. It looked
like shit.
Cheesy on less than WoW graphics. The 3D character just didn't look right. The upgrade tree was cool. It seemed like it's more complex than 3, which is literally, do you want this or that? There were like actual some choices. It was trying to do the big Star Path upgrade tree, like the free-to-play one that everybody loves so much better, Path of Exile. It was trying to spoof that upgrade tree, I think, which made it, again, better than 3, but still not quite 2. Yeah, I played a couple hours and I was like, it seems okay for now. It seemed weird to me that once I got an ability unlocked, it automatically assumed that was the attack that I wanted to do instead of swinging my big knife weapon at enemies. I don't know if that was just me being dumb or if it was part of the game, but I searched everywhere in the menus trying to just swing a hammer at bad guys and I couldn't get it. And I didn't like that. It just had the feeling of like Diablo is being outclassed by so many other games. I could play this if it was staring me in the face like right there, but I have so many better options. I don't want to play this, and it didn't look great. So again, I moved on.
Stinky.
Yeah, I've heard that it doesn't get better, it gets worse. It gets very grindy later in the game, like not much later. I played Evil West, which I've seen. It made some waves when it came out. I think it got buried by another game, like a AAA game that released at the same time, that was like everybody wowed over. But Evil West has gotten a lot of cult love. It plays kind of like a God of War, but it's like an alternate history of the Wild West, which is pretty cool.
Is it more or less racist than it was? The important questions. The people need to know.
It's probably racist against the monsters, I guess? I don't even remember what kind of monsters it is. It's been a while since I did this. You have gun abilities, but you also have Fist of Doom abilities. You can just punch and juggle bad guys, and you have to do combos and use your close combat and ranged attacks to keep yourself safe and like juggle the crowd basically. It seems cool. I have played, I'd say, about 6 hours of it. I think it's like a 30-hour game. I'll stick with this one and see how it goes. I'm still like unlocking skills and abilities in the story. So what else more do I want to say with that? Yeah, it feels very God of War, more like old school God of War, I'd say, like maybe God of War 3 if I had to compare it to anything, because there's like chests of money or pieces of upgrade things. I don't know. It's the best comparison I have, and it's fun.
Neat. I will add it to my list.
The last game I played is the one that I spent the most time with. Haha! I played Neon White, which is...
How can white be neon? Explain that to me, libtard.
It is angelic.
Fine.
Heh.
I accept this.
Neon White has definitely made some waves in all of the gaming channels that I pay attention to. You are dealing... I'm gonna butcher the story because honestly I didn't pay attention. Something about angels and God's a dick and heaven's forces and you gotta kill the demons to gain favor in heaven, but it doesn't mean anything, so why even bother? I don't know. It was The story was the worst thing by far in the game. I hated it. I tried so long to pay attention. I got about a third of the way in, and it was like, I do not care anymore. Conversations go on for so long. It is the worst stereotypical anime conversations ever. You have the screaming child girl screaming. You have the lustful adult woman just edging you into oblivion for no reason. You are the most doomer guy. Why can't I get the women's? You have the most dude bro guy being like, dude bro, why can't you get the women's? It is the most anime thing I've ever seen. I wondered when I first started playing the game.
This guy's played Genshin Impact.
No. I wondered when I first started playing the game why. As soon as a conversation started, it prompts you in the top left corner to press X to fast forward through all of it. And then an hour into it, I realized, because there's just so much dialogue and it is so very annoying. But the gameplay is incredible. It is teaching you how to speed run games.
What?
Yeah. It is like super addicting. You have very short levels filled with a set number of demons in a certain spot. These aren't demons from Doom. They're just blobs, basically, of different shapes and colors. And
I love blobs.
they have different abilities and different weaknesses and strengths and whatever. You are trying to reach the end as fast as possible. You have to kill every demon in the level, and you're trying to basically break the level. They have stairs and whatever that you can run, or you can use your abilities. You can pick up guns. Guns are cards, technically. Don't cringe. It's not a card building game. You can have two different types of gun cards, and you can have up to 3 of the same card, I think. So you can hold 6 cards, but it's only 2 different types of guns. You can swap guns with the right bumper. Each card has a set number of ammo. So like the pistol, you can shoot 6 times, or the sniper rifle, you can only shoot twice before it burns the card up. You can also choose to burn the card instead of shooting the gun, and that gives you a mobility ability. So like the pistol is a double jump if you burn the card instead of shooting the gun, or the shotgun is like a dash in mid-air or wherever you're looking at, basically, instead of shooting the shotgun. So it's a puzzle of trying to figure out what the developers want you to do, like the first time you run the level, to get to the end and kill everything, but then you rerun it many times to try to figure out how to break the level, whether that's what the developers wanted or not, as like the alternate path, the faster path to reach the end and kill everything in a faster time than what you had. There's 3 different levels of medals for like completion speeds, which levels you up faster. Leveling up really just unlocks story stuff, as far as I could tell. It doesn't give you any extra abilities or anything. There are gifts hidden through the levels that you can go back to heaven and give gifts to all your annoying anime friends and unlock more story stuff to figure out how you got here, how you died, what happened in your past life, whatever.
This is sounding similar to Enter the Gungeon a little. In terms of gameplay, to understand dead person backstory elements.
I don't think so.
Whatever you say, Chief.
It was just extremely addicting trying to get 0.4 seconds off my time.
Ooh.
Like, I loved it. I had a blast actually playing the game instead of having to sit through so much story and dialogue and whatever. I wanted more of that. There were a couple of boss fights that were really annoying, but it was important to teach you how to play the game better. I don't even know like how much more to talk about. There's these chests, these treasure chests that you can break open, and that gives you a card, but later there's trap chests that shoot a bullet in every direction, just flat on the surface that it's sitting on. So like you can't just walk up to it and hit the box, because then it'll shoot you. You have to like shoot it and jump over the bullets that are gonna come towards you. But the developers also use those to like open doors behind the chest so that you can shoot it from far away as you're dashing through midair through the doors that just broke open because you shot the chest and killed the demon that you have to kill anyway to get to the end of the level. There's these big balloon demons that you just jump on and like spiral through the air because there's like 30 of them going up to the top of a tower or something. There's just the rocket launcher launches rockets when you shoot it.
Damn.
But also the burn ability lets you have like a sticky hand grapple hook ability that lets you grapple through the levels, which is super cool. Like, it's so much management of what kind of gun is in your inventory or is equipped, and like swapping what gun you need for the double jump or to shoot snipe the guy from far away. It was really cool. It was really complicated near the end.
How many hours have you put into this?
8 maybe? 12? Yeah, I beat the whole game. A third of the way through, I definitely just skipped all the conversation. I did not care. Very cringe. That's my... I wanted the gameplay because it was like crack. But the story brought it down so bad.
Nani?
Giving gifts to the different characters unlocked challenge levels. So, one character, like, because of her character, all of her challenge levels had spikes everywhere, and like you only had teeny tiny little safety pads to land on. Another character, you couldn't use the gun mobility ability. You could only shoot the gun, which was hard to like stop using everything in the gameplay mechanics for these challenge levels because you're so used to like, oh, I have the pistol, I can just double jump here and I'm dead. Like, crap. I have to actually just regular jump and hope I make it to the end. So I definitely missed out on those by no longer caring about the story because I stopped getting all the gifts, but I had a blast. I strongly recommend Neon White.
I will add it to my list.
Those are the games that I actually successfully played. I tried playing Scorn, which was it's H.R. Geiger, but not actually H.R. Geiger. And we do a lot of gross body stuff in a walking simulator, but there's no actual gameplay, really.
That's a description.
It did not go over well when it came out. It's only like 6 hours long, and they charged $40 or $50 when it came out.
Woo!
Yeah. But apparently it looks amazing. I couldn't get it to run well. It was... instead of just streaming it, I even downloaded it, and it just bogged down wicked hard. It was like 8 frames per second. I was like, no, cannot play. Unplayable. So maybe if I find it in the $5 bin for PlayStation or something. I tried playing Alice Madness Returns, and EA said after downloading the game, fuck you, it no work. I don't know why.
That's awesome.
So I tried uninstalling and reinstalling and checked the files, be like, why? Download right. Fuck you, it no work. Sorry. So I will try that maybe on my Puda and see if I can get it to actually run, because people rave about it. It's a weird, clunky 2006 or 2008 horror game with Alice in Wonderland, and it's weird, and it was rushed, and it's not perfect, but it's great, apparently. And I want to understand why, because I don't right now. I played Bolt Gun. I forgot about that.
That's a title.
It's a Warhammer 40k game, subtitled Bolt Gun. You are a space marine, and it's a boomer shooter. I played through, a quarter of it last night. I actually bought this one, but it is on Game Pass, so I'm going to talk about it for now. I'll probably be reviewing it next month, more in depth, but it is a lot of fun. It was surprisingly hard because in like the final arena of each level, because it would be like I was blasting my way through it. It was easy with just the starter pistol for a lot of it, but then like the final arena would start and there would be so many spawn-ins in a random order. Some enemies like spawned in right behind me and would just light me up the ass. So I died a couple of times in those arenas, but once I figured out like a safe corner to try to like hold my own and then beat back the hordes until they all spawned in and then just work my way through, it was fine. Having a lot of fun with that, and I plan to hopefully review it next month. My one complaint about Game Pass is that the menu sucks. They have like, here's what's new on Xbox Game Pass, and that's literally what came to Game Pass in the last 2 weeks. It doesn't show you more, it just only shows you those when you click on yes, show me what is new. Or it says, here's what you can get from EA, and it only shows you that. It is such a pain in the ass to just see what games are actually on Game Pass. They don't have a button to be like, here's the library of games that you can just scroll through, like Netflix, because you're fucking bored and looking for something new. You have to
Honestly, who knows how the alphabet works anymore? Why would you ever want an alphabetized list?
Or just any kind of list. Just show me what you got. Don't just show me what's new this week. Because I know I've scrolled through it like Netflix because I'm fucking bored, and I've gone, oh, I'll play that eventually. But there's like no wish list or anything to set aside as far as I can tell. You have to just look at it and be like, that one. I will try that one today. Not happy. Pain in the butt. Like I say, I got 3 months of this for free. And I'm happy. I definitely got my money's worth. There's a whole bunch of games I want to try.
I got my money's worth. It was free. You could have gotten like a smack in the face and it would have been worth the money that you got for it, because that would be free.
It depends on who's slapping me.
That's true.
Thank you. $20 a month for Ultimate. That includes EA and also Blizzard games. It's like $12 a month, I think, if you drop EA. Sounds worth it to me.
EA Sports. You didn't play Madden 08, you fucking imbecile?
No sport game. I have a list of games that I want to try still. I want to play the Lords of the Fallen that came out this year. I played the old school one a little bit, quite a bit. And I want to see the difference for myself, because this one came out and everybody went, meh. I'll probably play Spiritfarer, which looks like a cool, laid-back, easy-going game that is sad with its easy storytelling. It doesn't look like super story-heavy. You do the mindless job for like the 12 hours of gameplay, but then in the end, when the cat dies or whatever, you cry. Because the cat was there for the 12 hours. I don't know. It looks like one of those easy-going games that you would...
Spoilers.
Very much.
No dead cats in my games.
Alice Madness Returns. I want to play Psychonauts.
Yes.
Because everybody raves about that. 1 and 2 are on Game Pass. I pulled it up trying to play it, and it soft locked me because it was like, type in your name, and it wouldn't pull up the on-screen digital keyboard.
What the fuck?
So I have to actually plug in an actual keyboard to name myself to play the game.
That's great.
I want to play Dune Spice Wars. I tried it a little bit.
That's the new RTS, right?
That is actually a remaster of the old RTS. Yes.
Yes.
I'm not huge on RTSs or like those super in-depth,
the games that make you smelly.
legit PC like tabletop board games, like Total War.
Go
I have
outside.
a hard time with things like that, like just the management sims. I don't get it.
Go outside. Here's a bar of soap.
And I might also try Ghostwire Tokyo because
That is also on my to-do list.
that did do pretty well. People said the spell slinging got old by the end of the game, but most of it's fun, so I'll probably try it.
Nice. And then next year you're going to play all the Gears of War games with me, which are all on Game Pass.
Exactly, but we'll probably use your Game Pass and not mine.
This is true, because I already have it.
I would have played.
I mean, I don't actually need the Game Pass because I have, well, technically I have Game Pass, but I have the base level one, which is the new version of what used to be just Xbox Live Gold.
Yeah.
And I also own all the Gears of War games anyways, but,
Great.
we're going to do it on mine.
I would have done all that, but I knew that coming up, we're going to play all the Gears of War together.
Yeah, that would be bad for your butthole.
Yes.
You would have been ruined. I need you fresh and tight for me to, ruin your life with Gears of War for 6 months.
I have played the first 3 chapters of Gears of War 1 like 4 times. And
We're going to make it a 5th.
just cannot stick to it or keep an Xbox in my possession long enough to finish the stupid game.
That's why you have to stop smuggling the drugs inside the Xboxes, you fucking idiot.
I want to play it.
Yes, we will.
Oh.
We will soon. It's soon.
Please don't make me play Gears Tactics.
No.
I suck it.
I'm not touching that with a fucking no.
tried-
We're gonna play Gears 5, but we are not touching Tactics at all. There's a point of
Gears Tactics and Halo Wars. It's like I would love to be able to play these, but I can't.
and also apparently Tactics sucks in outside of just the type of game. It's just bad.
My brain does not function with RTS games.
It's because you've taken a shower in the last month, you idiot. Try not showering and then not going outside.
I'm so glad you're going with that stereotype.